Hello, hello. Okay, I'm pretty sure you guys can hear me, but double check if you guys can hear me. Let me know in the comments in the live chat. I'm just tweeting out this and a couple other things, so give me a minute. Also, I didn't have a special thumbnail to be used, so I kind of just reused this one. It should get the job done just fine. Alright. I feel like there was somewhere else I wanted to post it. Yes. Okay, okay. Yes, we get. Yeah, Good, good. You guys can hear me. That's good. That's important. Alright, let's I'm gonna wait a couple minutes before we do a little story time hour. Let's see how many people can get here. Hey Max Champ, yes, it is a long time we haven't spoken. I hope you're doing well. I hope you're still playing DDR. I know you do a lot of ITG. I just saw you got your 11th pass on a ITG 18. Congratulations, I could never do that. Tryon Fletcher, hello, welcome. Shoutouts to you. Thanks for joining. Pie Guy, welcome. Hi. DDR Shane, I don't see you around too often, but welcome. And nice to see you all. I don't know why it's so off-centered. It's kind of throwing me off. So, let's see. Okay, we got a few more people joining us. Hello. Don't be a stranger. Just type hello in the chat. Alright. Let's see. Did my tweet go out? Yes, it did. Oh, wow. For whatever reason, the title is like stream number 27, which is absolutely not correct, but either way, if you clicked on it, you should be on to this one. I didn't even put a date on it. Setting up a PS2, nice. That's how I got started. Actually, no, I started on the PS1. My first DDR mix, I believe, was Konamics. I think my friend had like DDR, the original DDR or third mix or something at their house, and I was interested, so then I got DDR Konamics, and then yeah, the rest is history. Alright, so if you guys are watching the VOD, I would well, some of you are watching live, that's great. But if you're watching the VOD, I don't want to waste too much of your time by having to wait for like 20 minutes before I get into things. So we're just going to get started. I'm going to tell you why we're even doing this. I mean, how many times have you seen me get on a live stream after playing DDR just to talk about playing DDR? I mean, it's a pretty rare occasion. It's so rare it's actually never happened. So I've done the Breakfast of Champions, but that doesn't really count. But yeah, so today was phenomenal, incredible, amazing, and all the superlative adjectives you can think of. It was the best. So I did 3 huge milestones today, and I don't think I'll ever have a day quite like this again. So I'm just going to jump in and let you guys know what the hell happened. Obviously I played offline. I wasn't streaming today. I went to the arcade with one goal in mind. My goal was and usually when I go to play, I always have goals in mind. And my goal today was to MFC NGO Basic. That's all I wanted to do. I told myself I don't care if it takes 2 hours, 3 hours, I'm going to MFC NGO Basic. However, my plans got derailed quite severely. So, that was my goal for today. And I'll tell you what ended up really happening. And that's one reason why I didn't decide to live stream. One, NGO is like a notorious song for getting you copyright claimed and blocking in several countries, and I didn't want to torture you guys as well. So I didn't want to live stream. But yeah, as if you guys need a little more context, NGO was basically the last level 10 for me to MFC. And I say basically because technically there's a couple caveats. Number one, the new song Honey Bunny was just released like last week, and I didn't on difficult it is level 10. But my plan was to MFC NGO first and then have a stress-free time to MFC that one for my last one. What I wanted to do was MFC NGO Basic offline today, and then once all that stress was gone, I was going to go online and say, hey, watch me finish the 10 folder. And I would have done that, but the session went on really late and I just barely caught my final train, and I was way too crunched on time that I couldn't do that. Alright, so that was my goal today. But what actually transpired? What actually happened? Well, I'm going to try to show you that. And it can all start with, well, hopefully you guys, hopefully, or not. Don't you love when everything's working just fine and then you go live and everything decides not to work? Happens to me all the time. Okay, what if I reopened it? What about now? Nope. Really? I just had this working before I went live, and now like decided not to work. Oh, come on now. Spent like 20 minutes making sure I can get this working. Okay, let's try the backup strat. Okay, we can work with this. This is we can work with this. Okay, so it all started with this. I was warming up that day and I got one perfect on insertion difficult. Now this song is pretty notorious for me. In a lot of ways, I actually think it's harder than the expert, if that makes any sense, because I'm really familiar with the expert chart and the ending's a lot easier, where like the ending on the difficult is really broken up. But I randomly got one on it, and it was second last step. So I decided I'm usually not good at this. I usually screw up in the slowdown and screw up at the end. But I decided, okay, you know what? Let's just go for it. Let's just go for it. So I played it a few more times, and lo and behold, my things aren't working. Lo and behold, I got it. There we go. So that's how my day really started. I MFC'd insertion difficult. Now this was pretty important because a big goal of mine has been to MFC mix the first mix through DDR 5th mix on all difficulties. So beginner through expert, well, including challenge actually. So beginner through challenge. I wanted to MFC all of them, and I've only been missing 2 charts: insertion difficult and electro-tuned expert. I needed that to finish the 5th folder. It's been notorious. I've worked on it for 3.5 years to no avail, and I thought I'd never get it. But I MFC'd this one, and that put in my mind, hey, I'm down to 1 chart. Let's see if I can get it today. So I drew my attention to electro-tune expert, and it took quite a few tries, but to my complete shock and awe, I got it. Electro-tuned expert. Only 4 people in the world have this, and it's definitely one of the hardest, if not the hardest, MFC to obtain in the 5th mix folder. So I was shocked. I got 5th mix, and to really put in perspective, after I got this was monumental because this means that I'm the first and only person in the world to have first through fifth mix on all difficulties MFC'd. Wow, I mean, it's been a huge goal of mine for a very long time, and I never thought I would get it, but I got it today. And it all started with insertion difficult. I just happened to get that, which motivated me to go for that. Alright, so that was milestone number 1. How you guys doing? I'm going to check the chat real quick. Alright. Yep. Okay. Okay. So yeah, you guys are getting it, making sure that I'm not muted or anything. Alright, so that was, a good way to start the day. And, I think this will work. Give me a second. So what I think will work is if Alright, we got a video playing. Tell me, guys, do you have the video playing? Can you hear the sound? Yes? Yes? No? Maybe? I'm gonna double check. Because that's kind of what I wanted to try. So you guys, can you see the video? Yep. Okay, great. So yeah, this is like a real walkthrough of my session because I recorded everything offline. This was like probably my first, it was my first round. I decided to start off with Paranoia Survivor Max, and I grinded it quite a few times, and I eventually got down to 3 perfects. 3 perfects. It's a good question, actually. Yeah, I got it down to 3, but then I decided to move on. So, I'm in the high BPM sorting range, and eventually I decided to try insertion. So you can see, I wasn't lying to you. I told you my first time playing it, I got the second last step flag. And perfect! Oh god, that's heartbreaking. So yeah, but I knew I could get it, so I just kept at it. I played it a few more times, and then that's the picture I showed you. So is it that one? Yeah, it's that one. So there we go. That's the picture I already showed you. And then that's what caused me to say, hey, you know what? I'm only missing this one. So I went for this, and it took me a good like 20-30 minutes. But in the end, I was pretty consistent on a lot of it. So I knew I could get it today, and it just took some determination, and eventually it came. So there we go. Electro Tune was tuned out. Whatever. All right. So that is how I started my session. So like within the first hour, that came, and that was huge. All right. So what happened next is something else I had no idea what was even possible. So what happened next? Let's see. I'm gonna have to pull up the pictures again. Are they gonna be friendly this time? Okay, let's see. Yeah, there we go. All right. So after that, Electro Tune was also kind of an interesting one for me because for my MFC sorting by BPM, I've already had all the under 100 BPM songs, beginner through expert, the 100 BPM songs, beginner through expert, the 110 BPM songs, beginner through expert. And then if you start sorting through the 120 BPM folder, the first one that I don't have MFC'd on expert is electro-tuned. So that's like kind of like where it stops. But once I got that, I'm like, wow, what do I have left in the 120? So I went to the 120 folder and I noticed that I only had 2 songs left. And those songs were the fabled Chakaka. Is that how you say it? Kachaka, something like that, and Mayu, M-A-Y-U. So those were the only 2 songs I had left. So you know what I said? Let's give it a shot. And oh boy, I gave it a shot. I probably gave it too many shots. So here we go. We should have the video again. So yeah. Oh, and I did try Max 300 a few times just because. I dabbled around afterwards, and then I started realizing that Mayu was one of the only 2, and I played it a bunch. I think like a half hour straight, maybe. And I went back and forth between Chakaka and Mayu. So I went back and forth between them, and I always screwed up the same spot in Mayu. It would be right there. Yeah, it's either that one or the second one. But I kept at it. I kept at it. I was stubborn. I was so goddamn stubborn until finally I got past the one part that I usually always screw up. And when I finally got past it, I got it. So, damn, Mayu. Only 2 people have this one. So I was able to MFC Mayu right after I got electro-tuned. Now after I did that, that brought down the 120 BPM folder to just one song left. Chakaka, Kachaka, whatever it's called. So, naturally, I grinded it. What's this picture? Yeah, I even got one on it twice in a row. You can see that. Very heartbreaking. But I grinded it. I kept grinding it and grinding it. And did I get it? Well, let's look at the tape. So here's me grinding it for probably a half hour straight. And, you know, Chikaka is just, it's not an easy one. It's got a lot of greens, a lot of yellows. Very unique. Let's see. Is it right here? Yeah, I screwed up at 200 combos so many times. But I kept going. And I kept going until I finally got past it. And I got it. Wow. And with that, I did something I thought I would never do. Or it was one of my goals this year, and I just got it in February. So I now have the 120 BPM sort on beginner, basic, difficult, and expert. All of them. The under 100 BPM through the 120 BPM, all difficulties, beginner through expert, are MFC'd. Don't ask me to do challenge. I'm not doing bag challenge. I'm not doing the reason challenge. Are you guys crazy? I'm not doing challenge. Chris can do that. I'm not doing that. But I got beginner through expert through that. So that's milestone number 2. So milestone number 1, for a recap, or in case you're just joining us, I MFC'd first through 5th mix, all difficulties, and then getting electro-tuned motivated me to revisit the 120 folder, and I cleaned up Mayu and Chakaka to finish up the 120 BPM folder on beginner through expert. The day was going swimmingly. Alright, I'm going to check on the chat, see what you guys are saying. Let's see what you guys are saying. Oh, the chat's covering the gameplay. Okay, I see what the issue is. Okay, next time I go into the video, I'm gonna move it all over so you guys can actually see it. Sorry about that. I wasn't too sure about that. Interesting. Okay. It's not too important. Okay, so yeah, that was pretty monumental, like I said. We got all that going on. Okay, so what happened next? What happened next? Well, more things happened next. Alright, so to finish up the day, I was now running out of time. I only had maybe like 45 minutes or a half hour to that's not the right video. Or a half hour to actually what do I want to say? And I think I'm missing the video. Did it not save? Maybe it's out of order. Maybe it is. Yeah, it is this one. Ooh, okay, phew. So I drew all my attention to the whole reason why I went to the arcade today in the first place. We got a MFC NGO Basic. And as you can see, there we go. You guys should be able to see it. So as you guys can see you guys see it? Yes, you can. No, you can't. Yeah, there you go. So I went for it. I went for NGO, and you guys don't know how hard and rough NGO really is. It's I don't wish it upon like my most hated enemies. NGO is just It's definitely not a song that you want to have to play. But I kept grinding it. I kept grinding it and grinding it. What if I shrink this? Would that make it better? No, not really. Oh, I have an idea. How about I just do that? Nope, that doesn't help. Why is this so complicated? I just want to shrink that. Well, you guys are gonna have to bear with me. But all you gotta know is that I just kept going at it, and I was running out of time. But I kept going for like 30 some minutes. I wouldn't give up. I was being stubborn. And it all paid off because on one fatal attempt, fatal? That's not the right word. On one fateful attempt, I ended up MFCing NGO, the second person in the world to MFC NGO, and I'm gonna upload a separate video just for NGO, just like I did for Pluto the First. But it's quite a chart to MFC. Let me just tell you that I mean, does anyone like that slowdown? I don't think anyone does. This part is like a nightmare. It is a nightmare. Yeah, I don't wish this upon my worst enemy. But okay, I got that. So that basically meant that Honey Bunny was the last song that I needed to get the lamp. So what did I do? Well, my initial plan was to go live after I MFC'd NGO'd, but I only had like 10 minutes. So I just had it immediately. I didn't have any time to celebrate. I had no time to celebrate. So as soon as I finished it, we just fired up the next round as fast as possible and went straight into Honey Bunny. And of course, I didn't get it my first try. But I played it the entire way through just so that I made sure that I knew all the patterns and make sure that there's nothing like really gimmicky. So then I had to play it a second time. And the second time was a charm, That's how the saying goes, right? Second time's a charm. And that was it. That was my last level 10 to MFC. That's it. So, there you go. Yeah, sorry, no side read MFC. And I think I played it once, obviously I had a score for it, so I played it once on the first day that I streamed when it was available. But there we go. So then I quickly have to go to the sort, and there it is. Oh boy, there it is. I didn't take a good picture. I'm gonna have to crop this video, but you can see there it is. There's the white lamp for level 10. Like, you guys really have to look through the 10 folder to just know how hard this was to achieve. So, I marveled at it for a little bit, and then I just played something else random, and just so I can get my 9 lamp back. And of course, sight read MFC, no big deal. Alright, so yeah, that was it. So, and then I did throw in 1 premium credit just to make sure that everyone knew that all the unlocks were there. But yeah, so to recap, under 100 BPM through 120 BPM were MFC'd all difficulties. No, sorry, not all difficulties. Beginner through expert. And before that, I got first through 5th mix, all difficulties MFC'd. And on top of all that, I got level 10, all difficulties, which is redundant to say because level 10, it just means it's level 10. It's regardless of what difficulty it is. It's level 10, entirely MFC'd. So that was the frickin' day that I had. That was my DDR session today. 3 goals that I would absolutely peg as long-term goals. The 120 folder, the 1st through 5th, and the 10 folder. These were all huge goals. I knew I wanted to do it. I knew I'd eventually do it. But goddamn, I did not think I'd do it all on the same day. So this is like 1 in a million for me. I don't know if we can calculate this, but I can just promise you that I really did not expect anything like this. I mean, I could definitely see, uh, me getting each one of these individually over time, but to see all of them happen at one time within 3 hours of each other was, I just, I don't know, just I've definitely been working really hard recently, and I've been working extra hard because of my ACL injury, but it felt so satisfying that it all just paid off. It all paid off, and it was, I don't know, it was like one of the, ah man, it was one of the best things. All right, oh boy. Maxi V has just made a super chat. Wow, and they said sorry for missing the February Patreon thing, and don't you worry about that. She recently did become a patron, and I guess this is as good as time as any to shill. If you guys are interested to become a patron, visit my Patreon link down below, but don't feel obligated if you have to. Okay, and Game Fan is asking, yeah, we can absolutely do Q&A right now. I'm going to stick around for a bit. We can just talk about whatever. But Game Fan's asking is, what about the day you got 4 MFCs? Yeah, that was another great day, and I really liked that day because I felt great. Even though I only got 4 I mean, 4 is really a good number when you have as few left as I do. But either way, I felt great, so I wish that I felt like that all the time. I didn't even feel my best today. I felt all right, but I'm just the dice rolled in my favor. That's like the best thing I can say. DDR Max Champ is asking, how do I sight read MFC? Well, this all comes down to BPM theory, which I always preach about, and that basically means that unless the song in question has like some really gimmicky stuff in it, if it's a straightforward thing, if you can MFC BPM 160, if you were to shuffle the chart, you'd probably still be able to MFC it. If you were to change the song but it's still 160 BPM, you could probably MFC it. So just what I'm trying to say is once you get to that MFC point where you can do it, it's easy to just come. But of course you have to make it to that level first. But it's not too unrealistic to see people sight read MFC things, because once you're capable of doing it, it almost doesn't matter what the steps are. You're able to do it, period. Maxie's asking, what's my goals, if any, for 2021? Well, that's pretty far off. I don't have really too much to say. The only one I can think of is if I don't hit it this year, my goal for next year is to have the world record for highest MFC count, period. My goal this year is basically get 4,000 MFCs, and if Jupiter has 3,900-ish right now, I kind of assume he's going to get over 4,000 by the end of the year. So I might also hit 4,000, but be under him. So then if that's the case, next year I'll try to just get over it. So that's the only thing I can think of for 2021. But I already made like 23 goals for 2020, so my mind's kind of focused on this. Game fans asking, how many weeks do you want your knee to be 100%? I don't understand the question. I want every week for it to be 100%. I mean, obviously my knee is a lot better now than it was a few months ago, but it doesn't mean that it's healed. It still has some tightness, some funny feelings. I still have to be careful how I bend it, and I have to be careful in the kind of charts that I play, especially avoiding things that have very twisty, turny kinds of charts. And Game Fan, there's honestly no way to know for sure how long it will take till I'm fully healed, and it, to get real for a second, it might not fully heal, so that's a possibility I have to learn to live with. But I do have another physical therapy appointment next week, I believe, and then I have another appointment with an orthopedic after that. So I'm going to keep doing the physical therapy, going to keep doing the training in my own time, and just yeah, doing that. All right, Carl Kim's asking about Idola 3. Okay, Project Idola 3 is in the works, and we are working with another DDR entity. We'll reveal it when the time is right. Initially, we were planning Idola 3 to be in March, but after looking around at some other important tournaments happening in and around the time, we're definitely leaning towards moving Project Idola 3 to May. So you heard it here first. We're shooting for May, early May, and it should run throughout most of the summer. It might be a little bit longer than last time, but I think that the changes we're making are going to be quite favorable, and it's gonna be interesting. So Idola 3, look forward to May, probably some kind of announcement in April. Len's asking if I'm going to do a KC 9th finals highlight like I did the last few years, and yeah, I mean, it's kind of been on my mind, but I haven't really planned hardcore to do it, but I guess I should just commit to it. I'm going to try to do the highlight reel, and I think I'm going to actually throw in some commentary this time. Like, of course I'll just like upload the straight gameplay, but I'll kind of do my own commentary, like how I think they performed, and give like a play-by-play on how it transpired. So I think that should be a little more interesting if I do that this year. My plans for KC, I'm just going to be watching it at home. 513, the Taiwanese player, he expressed interest in coming over, hanging out, and we watch it live, kind of like, the big game, something like that. Are there any go-kart tracks in Taiwan? Yes, I believe there are, but I've never been, and I don't know exactly where they are. There's a lot of paintball and trampoline parks, but I don't hear too much about go-karting. Game fans asking, what do you think? Which song will be next boss song for KC? I don't know. I hope it's an original, which means that we don't know what it is. I think they knocked it out of the park with Endymion for DDR Ace. That song and chart was phenomenal. It's hard, but it's a respectable hard where you can respect what it is. And musically, it's one of the best boss songs that was ever created. So I don't know. I don't know what's it gonna be, and when's it gonna be. But hopefully we'll have more information. But I don't actually expect anything anytime soon. So yeah, just hang tight. Okay, Maxi's asking if I'm going to be doing more top 10 videos. That's another good question. And in terms of top 10 hardest, I was thinking about it kind of doing a joke top 10 pretty soon, where like, well, I'll just spoil it right now. One of my friends and member in the community, RGMTX. Oh my God, what's his name? His name is Ryan, but I forget what his DDR handle is. It's a bunch of letters starting with an R. He's working with DDR community, 9 volts, and them, and they're even pulling data from Skill Attack to make a very accurate list of the hardest songs. And I 100% support what they're doing, and I think that their methodology about making the top 10 like hardest 14th, 15th, 16th, 17th, 18th, I think they did a great job. So if you want to know the top 10 hardest of whatever difficulty, I absolutely recommend consulting them. I could do a video like giving my own commentary on that, but the way that they're ranking them, I think that they're doing a great job. So I think that top 10 hardest is not necessary, but there would be a few other kind of videos I'd rather make, maybe not necessarily top 10 focused. Speaking about that, I'm actually working with two people right now. One of the projects is like, oh, it's pretty big. It's going to be coming out either later this month or next month at the latest, and it's actually a pretty big deal. I'm working with a rather large YouTuber, and he's helping me. To tell a story that I think needs to be told, and I'm expecting it to be rather huge. So it'll be uploaded on his channel, and I'm hoping it gives DDR a lot of exposure, and that'll be coming pretty soon. And I'm also working with another DDR YouTuber and player at the moment. We're doing we have a few ideas for videos down the line, but we're currently working on a smaller video. I'm not sure when that'll be out, but we're still writing the script for that. Hmm. Yeah, that's a good April Fool's. Top 10 hardest ones. Oh boy. Do you guys have any predictions for announcements at KAC? I have predictions and I have hopes and dreams. I want to hear some of your guys's first. And I think I'm going to grab a drink. So let me grab a drink, and I want to know what you guys think is going to be shown, like announcements. Like, is there going to be a new song? Are they going to announce DDR Mobile finally coming out? Edit mode? Yeah, just give me your thoughts and predictions. I'll be right back. I'm grabbing something to drink. Oh boy, you guys have a lot of comments. Okay, let me read through this. Okay, whoa. Gotta scroll a lot. Okay, we got edit mode. We got a new boss song from Pawn 3. DDR Ultimate Mobile. Uh, Exclusive to Platinum members. That would be awful. Oh boy. Some Toki Miki Remy. Okay. Worldwide e-amusement launch. I mean, like what, European markets? I guess Africa. Policy break. All right. I'll tell you some of my predictions, and I do kind of have insider sources, and I don't think that I can share all of this because some of this really needs to be tight-lipped. But I'll share the things I think I can share. So the first thing that I think I can share is no, I can't share that. Mm, okay. Uh, this is a rumor, and I heard it from one of the finalists participating in KC, but they believe that there's a new cabinet on the way. And that doesn't make sense because we just got gold cabs last year. But this new cabinet would be silver. It would be a silver version of the current gold version to be released in other markets. Honestly, I would put this at like maybe 20% of being true. But hey, it would be nice if that was true. And me and my friends were theorizing if they did that, what they could do. So like right now with the Golden League, how all the songs are locked to gold. So like the newest song would still be locked to gold machines, but like when it gets knocked down to silver or bronze, you can play it on a silver cab. That would be I don't know, that makes sense. But honestly, I'd peg that at like a 20% likelihood. I'd like to see a release date and very soon for DDR Ultimate Mobile. I would like to see a new console mix, which will never fucking happen, especially because they're doing mobile. I would like to see, mm, yeah, just the announcement of more rollout of DDR in other markets, untapped, Europe, more developments in Canada, maybe South America, Africa, you name it. I want to see more. Uh, I would like to see more options in like speed options. I'd like to see a 4.25, 4.75. I would like to have new features like a marathon mode. I would like. There's a lot of things I'd like, but I know like almost none of it's gonna come out. Dawn courses, yeah. I'd like to see edit mode, sure. DDR X2 had marathon mode. The way that it worked is if you were in marathon mode, you could just add credits without getting a game over. Like you can get to stage 67. You can just keep going indefinitely until someone finally kicks you off. Battle mode? Ugh, J Phoenix. Ugh. Battle mode. If they actually implemented it in a good way, battle mode was trash. Like you'd be playing and like they'd throw you like some like 8x shuffle shit. It's like what? Like the kind of mods that they'd give you are just completely asinine. If they were able to do it in a more fair and competitive fun way, I'd kind of be interested. But the way that battle mode has been implemented has been just trash. I'd like to see a unison mode. I've always had the idea of where like two people are playing and like you play the chart and like if I got a marvelous where you got a perfect, our step is a marvelous. If I got a perfect and you got a miss, our step is a perfect. And then like at the end, it's like our two plays together gave us what score. That'd be a really cool mode or feature. I'm not sure if unison mode ever worked exactly like that, but this is what I had in my mind for a while. Well, I hope you guys are liking this. I am planning on doing another stream kind of like this pretty soon. And what it's going to be, I did see a few comments in my recent videos, some disappointment of me not having some breakdowns for some of the more tricky MFCs I got recently. And there's definitely a few breakdowns I need to make. I'm thinking about doing a live stream where I just break down some of my recent MFCs. So, if you're hardcore enough and you care enough, you're gonna find it and you're gonna get some use out of it. And then for for patrons, I offer breakdowns for them right now. I can't even talk. Uh, I'm supposed to give them request sets and request streams, but because of my ACL injury, I haven't been able to keep up with those over the past few months. So, as a kind of compensation, I'm going to be giving them song breakdowns. So, I'll probably do that during the live stream, then cut them out and upload them individually. So, I should be doing a breakdown stream pretty soon, soonish, TM. Also, it's either that's gotta be wrong or wow. It says that there's only 3 people watching, but I can see at least 5 people type within the last few minutes. So I don't think that's accurate. I'm gonna refresh that. But I am gonna be winding down. Oh, by the way, happy 314. It's 3:14 a.m. where I'm at now. Oh, it just changed to 3:15. It says 19. Huh. I don't know. But does anyone know what's the alias of Falling? Oh, the alias is Falling Shepherd. Who's the actual artist? Like Rabiton? Some, I don't know. Dying Light stream. Okay, yeah. I've always actually wanted to play through Dying Light. Maybe I should do that. Yeah, rabbit on strings. I don't think it's exactly that, but that's close enough. Yeah, they make a whole bunch of stuff. I don't even know what they are, if it's a group or if it's like a studio or music. I have no idea, but I just know that I always see that name like in everything recently. Yeah, we should definitely have some more hangout streams like this. Just get caught up. I had a reason to start this one, but after I finished saying what I needed to say, it's just cool to hang out and just talk and get some DDR discussion going on. I could talk DDR all day. This headset is HyperX Cloud HyperX. Hmm. It's the Xbox edition. What if we get another 19? Then we get another 19. I mean, I don't think too many people are eager for another 19, but if we get it, we get it. I might not be able to play it too much. Renzi L is asking what happened to the double stream. I did try. Well, I didn't try streaming doubles recently, but I did record a double session, and I was uploading them to test it out. But obviously the sound was broken, so I unlisted those. But I should be doing double streams pretty soon. I'm going to be playing a lot of doubles over the next few months, especially now that I finished off MFCing the level 10s. That was on the back of my mind. I was going to start doubles in January, but I got so invested in MFCing all the 10s that doubles kind of took a back seat. until I can finish that. And I just finished that today, so hopefully I can focus more attention on doubles now. Hopefully. And I think doubles is the reason why I had such a good day, because I actually played doubles pretty hard yesterday for like 3 hours nonstop, just doubles. My legs were killing me at the end. And I felt like my legs were killing me this morning, but I still went to the arcade and take a look what I ended up doing. So it's got to be doing something. No Game Fan, I have not heard of whatever that is. Well, I might actually like it. I think that he makes really good songs. I really, really like Orca. Orca's like one of the best boss songs. It probably is my favorite boss song on Ace 2.0, Ace 20, A20. There's like 50 different ways you can say it. A20, A20, Ace 20, Ace 20, Ace 2.0. Any non-rhythm games I've been playing lately? Yeah, sure. Well, I always play Halo, but that's just like what I do because I'm just a Halo guy. But when I'm not, recently I played through Celeste. I'm still working on uh, finishing up all the B and C sides of all the levels. So, that's what I've been working on. And I replayed through Far Cry 4 again recently because I wanted to get into Far Cry 5. Uh, I'm, but my attention is all going to be focused on Resident Evil 3 Remake when that comes out in April. That's the biggest thing I'm looking forward to. I was looking forward to Cyberpunk 2077, but that got delayed for 5 months, which is fine by me because my backlog is pretty big. So I don't think I have the time to just jump into that game anyways. So that's fine. What else am I looking forward to? Uh, what else have I been playing? I've done some party games with friends, but not too many single player experiences besides Celeste. Yeah, I was working on beating Farewell as well. I basically got to Event Horizon, and I wasn't able to get to the next section. Well, I also kind of gave up. I decided to go back and do the B and C sides and kind of improve my skill before trying to challenge Farewell again, because that's pretty intense. The thing that I kind of dislike the most about Celeste is, as far as I know, they don't they don't show if you used or did not use assist mode. As far as I'm aware, you can completely get all the achievements and unlock everything and using assist mode, which basically gives you, like, depending on how you use it, you can like be like a god and just beat the entire level without dying. Well, Muso, Pawn 3, I wouldn't be so fast. Now, if you guys know me, you should know I'm a huge Meat Boy fan. And, I've 107%ed it a few times. And I know how hard Super Meat Boy can get. With that said, hmm, I'm very close to saying that Celeste is harder. When you get to the seasides and you get to when you get to uh, the last chapter 9, especially chapter 9. Chapter 9 is insane. I might be willing to say that Celeste is actually harder than Meat Boy. Speaking about Meat Boy, where's Meat Boy Forever? I keep refreshing my browser searching for that game for God knows how long. They announced it in 2014, and I've just been glued to my seat waiting for it to be released. And in 2017, they said that it'll be released. Then they pushed it to 2018. Then they pushed it to 2019. And now they pushed it to sometime in 2020. And if you want the Steam version, it's going to come out a year later because it's an Epic Games exclusive. So at best, you're getting it in 2021 if you want it on Steam. Oh my god, just... Okay. Breathe. Breathe. Okay. We're good. All right, well, Maxie, thanks for the donation earlier, and thanks for joining. And I'm going to be taking off pretty soon, too. It's like almost 3:30 a.m. where I'm at. But it's definitely a good talk. We should, like, arrange one of these, like, once a week. Just, like, you know, a session with the doctor. We just hang out and talk about DDR. We should definitely do that. I have also like, you know, there's a lot of ideas I have, but I end up always doing nothing. So it's like, what's the point of even telling you what my ideas are if none of them are going to see the light of day? But I've like wanted to do like a gimmick, like a session with the doctor where like you're my patient, like I'm like a psychologist, and like you're talking to me about your problems in DDR, about like, oh yeah, just I don't know how to do those, you know, patterns. And then I'm like, yes, yes. Well, I'm going to prescribe you with, you know, two rounds of nothing but crossover charts and something like funny like that. I don't know, but that's the thing. Like it's so half baked that it'll never come to fruition. But it sounds fun. Or, you know, a simpler way, which could be possible, would just to be having like a podcast format. A podcast where it's just the way that it would work is that we have like topics, like prearranged topics, and I have a guest. Every week I have a different guest. And with the guest, I work with them. Like the guest will be someone who, you know, wants some advice or they need some help, and I'll just be giving them advice. And then you guys, as the viewer, hopefully you guys might have some similar issues or troubles, and by listening to me give them advice, it's indirectly giving you advice. So that might be like the best way to attack things, because you know I did the DDR for Dummies before, but that was like me just giving the advice that I felt was needed to give, kind of like that, where if I talk to someone, they can like specifically ask me, like give me a more direct, you know, question, and then I can give a more direct answer. So yeah, that might be a little bit better. Was it me, or why are people excelling so well when Ace 20 came out? Uh, I was actually going to make a joke that the timing changes and it's easier, but no, that's not true. The timing is exactly the same how it was for DDR Ace. So the only reason why people are getting better is they're trying harder, they're working harder, they're doing better. Period. So you got to give credit where credit's due. So if you see people getting some ridiculous scores, they put in the work and now they're getting it. All right, we just hit the 1 hour mark, and I think that's good enough. 1 hour of just chatting was a lot of fun. I just don't know how to make my tweets later, because like the way that I thought about it, the 3 milestones that I got, if I got any one of those milestones, that would have been a big deal. I would have made that my pinned tweet, and I would have been so proud of it. But I got three of those on the same day. Should I just combine them into one amalgamated mess? Or should I choose one over the other? Should I just... I don't know how to post this. I don't know how to post what I did today. LP crossover, yes, late is better than never, but definitely watch the beginning to know the context of what I achieved today. Well, let's see. I think I can throw this up real quick. For those joining late, ooh, hey, look at that. Yeah, so this is what I did today. Started off with getting 1 on that, went on to MFC that. I got MFC'd that. I'm like, hey, why don't I just finish up 1st through 5th on all difficulties? So I did. I MFC'd Electro Tuned the subs mix, which now means that I have every song and chart MFC'd from 1st mix to 5th mix, which is insane. And then I said, hey, why don't I finish up the 20 BPM folder? So then I MFC'd Mayu, which is hard as balls. And then I'm like, hey, I only have 1 song left, which is Chaka. Why don't I finish that? So I did. And then I'm like, wow, I got the 1st through 5th done. I got under 100 BPM through 120 BPM done. And it's like, oh wow, what else can I do today? And I'm like, okay, how about I don't know, MFC NG fucking O. So I did. And then I finished up with Honey Bunny, which means that I MFC'd all level 10s. So I MFC'd 1st through 5th all difficulties, under 100 BPM through 120 BPM on beginner through expert, and all level 10s. I did all 3 of these things in one day within a few hours of each other. Now you know my reaction, why I'm like speechless and I don't know what to say. You know, I'll tell you what, since you guys stayed here this long, how about I actually show you my reaction? Let's see. One more question. I'm just reading the chat real quick. Thanks for joining DDR Champ. Hope to see you at KAC in the near future. But if you guys want to see what my reaction was like, I think I can play it. Let's see if it works. Hoping it works.
I just gave my entire fucking life. I did 3 things. Number 1.
And yeah, I know the size is probably messed up on your screen, so just bear with it. It's mostly the audio you need to care about.
Okay, so the first thing I did, I MFC'd everything on all difficulties, 1st through 5th. So I got insertion, difficult, and then electro-tuned expert. I have it on all difficulties. Yeah, not all of them have challenge charts. And then I was like, okay, let's try the BPM. And then I got it. I MFC'd Chakaka, Electro-Tune, and Mayu, all on experts. So now I have all these folders on, yeah, it's fucking insane. And then the real kicker was that. Level 10 MFC. Oh my god. Oh my god. I have more reactions and I'll talk to you when I'm not there, but I'm also in a rush, so I can't celebrate too long. Oh my fucking god.
Yeah, so that was my reaction. Actually, that was my calm down reaction. Yeah, that was when I was calm. This was when I just got the last song. Here's another one.
That's it. Alright, you get my reaction right now. That's fucking it. I can't believe it. I'm in a rush. I can't really do this too long, but that's it. That's fucking it. I have a lot lot to say. This has been the most incredible day of my life. But there you go. There you go. That's my initial reaction, but oh my god, I have so much more to say. Oh my god. Wow.
Okay, so those were my reactions, like immediately after getting it. It was insane. Then that was like coming on top of all that. Don't remind me about trim. There was a lot of ugly things in the 10 folder, and yeah, I might do a top 10 hardest 10s. How about that? Since I MFC'd all of them, I think I have a pretty good idea of which ones are the hardest. Then there's definitely quite a few of them that I'm the only person to have, like cytokinesis. No one else has that. Xian, only I have that. There's quite a lot of 10s that are exclusive to me, especially after the re-rating. There's a lot of 11s not PFC'd, and I will be the first to tell you now. Don't be mistaken. No, no competition. 9s are way harder than 10s. It's not even close. It is not even close. The fact that 10s are possible is almost a miracle. The 9s are okay. Okay, I've learned my lesson. I've always said something's not possible, and then people prove me wrong. I'm not going to say it's not possible, but I will say it's a lot harder than getting all the 10s. What's in the 9s is so much more difficult. Like, for example, Pluto Basic. Pluto Basic is way harder than Pluto the First. It's way harder than NGO. And surprisingly, though, that just got MFC'd, I think last month. It just got MFC'd last month. But that's still just scratching the surface. I mean, there's Valkyrie Dimension. Yeah, it's been MFC'd twice. There's the Osakas, Type 1, 2, and 3. Yeah, they've technically been MFC'd. But overall, just the 9s are very, very hard. I'll tell you what. I'll pull up my, I use the score tracking app right now. I'll just tell you what I'm seeing. Yeah, I mean, if you want to get the 9s, you got to get the Osakas. Oh, here we go. You got to get Awa Adori on Basic. No one has that. You got to get Trigger on Basic. No one has that. You got to get Stully Basic. I don't think anyone has that. Healing Division Basic. No one has that. Paranoia Survivor Max and Survivor Basic. No one has either of those. All the Tokyo Evolved basics, I want to say none of them are MFC'd. I won't promise that, but a lot of them are not, for sure. But yeah, 9s are ugly. 9s are very ugly. 8s are very ugly too, but they're possible. Even one player right now has all but one of them at the moment. So 8s are possible, but I'm very behind on the 8s. Yeah, the best I can do is finish up the 5s, finish up the 6s and the 7s. 8s, I can't really finish those. There's some really dumb things in the 8s, and I'm just Jomanda Basic. Do you know how hard Jomanda Beginner was to MFC? Yeah, I'm not gonna get that. And then the 11s are pretty. I'm looking at the 11s. Yeah, the problem with the 11s is once again you got the Osakas. All Osaka basics are in the 11s, and you got some London difficults, which aren't too bad. You got Quickmaster. Let's not talk about that. Yeah, on basic. Everyone has them on beginner, but no one has trigger HDV on basic. And HDV on basic, it's really ugly. It doesn't help that the song is pretty off sync. It's really hard to time it in the first place, and it's got the 12th notes. Okay, let's just put it like that. Pluto the First Beginner, at least 2 people have it, but it's hard as hell. It is absolutely hard as hell. Uh-huh. I don't know how many of you guys use this, but if you guys don't, let me just show you this real quick. So this is a skillattack.com/SA4. This is like what all the Japanese players use. So like you can see like the main page just has the most people who recently updated. So like I just updated my scores like just a few hours ago. So that's my stuff. But yeah, like you can see all the music rankings of all the songs. Like right now we're in A20, so we can go to like DDR Supernova 2, and then we can scroll down to Pluto, and then we got the beginner, basic, difficult, expert, challenge. And like you can see like the beginner, only 2 people have MFC'd. I think technically 3, because Jupiter, as far as I know, does not use skill attack. So 3 people have beginner. One person recently MFC basic, but they obviously haven't updated. I think it's this person. Difficult. I'm really bad at it. And then finally we have expert and challenge. And surprisingly, I'm ranked number 2 for challenge. I had a pretty good run a while ago. Anyways, this is a great website. You can search any of the music. Most of the top tier players, Chris and Kaze, Kevbo, you name it, Jinx Yasu. A lot of the top players, they do use skill attack. So if you're ever like wanting to like look up scores, it's not a bad resource. Keep in mind, not everyone uses it, but in general, most people do. And I'm always on it. Oh, let me check the comments. Yeah, I mean, I definitely recommend checking it out if you've never. Oh, hey, look, Lend for Life just updated. I have a feeling he just did it now just so that he can be in this video. Am I right? Am I right? So, I care about the marvelous attack. I try to be at the top. No, actually, what I'm always checking out is the difficulty ranking. My goal is always to be like the highest average. Let me try to show it to you, if it ever loads. Careful, guys! No HTTPS here. This is a pretty out of date website. So don't expect it to load fast. Okay, here we go. Now wait, why isn't my name here? Well, actually I know why. But yeah, you can click on the individual levels like this, and if they ever load, I'll show you what you can see and what I look for. Oh boy, while that's loading, what are you guys saying? Yeah, skill attack's a great it's a great resource. Definitely register for it. So here's like level 10, and you'll see that I'm not ranked number 1, but I MFC'd all the 10s. Oh no. Okay, technically I lied to you guys. All right, you ready? You ready? I didn't MFC all the 10s. I didn't MFC Avenger Basic. Why? Because I don't have access to it. Next time I am in the United States or Japan, I will play it, I will MFC it, so I can officially say I have all the 10s, period. But until then, technically I'm missing 110, which is far easier than most of the 10s I've MFC'd recently. Alright, then you got what is this? The 9s. So once again, I'm not here because I'm missing 2 songs, but you can kind of see that if I was there, I have the highest average. What about 8s? Do I have the highest average for 8s? Let's see, 997. Yeah, I think I got the highest average for 8s. I don't think I have the highest average for 7s. Wait. Maybe I do. So, yeah, it's fun. It's fun to see like the average. But if you ever click on average, it doesn't mean you'll say, "Oh wow, they MFC'd all of it." No, they only submitted like 1 or 2 scores, and the only scores that they submitted were MFCs. See, he just submitted 1, so of course his average is 1,000,000. So that's not really fair. But yeah, here you go. It's like I don't have the highest average for 6s. 2 people have a higher average than I do. So yeah, good stuff. Okay, if I'm going to get lost on here, we're never going to click off. Alright guys, we're going to take off from here. I hope you guys enjoyed today's stream. Let's do it again soon. I gotta get to sleep, and I'm going to play DDR again tomorrow because, you know, no rest for the whatever. I just realized that I gave you such a small screen to look at. Sorry about that. Alright, I'm tired. Alright guys, thanks for watching. I'll see you again soon, and I hope you enjoyed everything. And I got tons of videos to upload. Everything's already scheduled, and with the MFCs today and everything, like you got at least 1 video a day at the same time for like the next 10 days almost. So you guys got something to look forward to. Alright, take care guys. See you next time. Peace.